Hey loves, and welcome to the Dream and Do podcast. This one's a little bit different. I have a confidence pep talk for you. So listen, bookmark it, return to it if you need to. This is my little gift for you. See it as a permission slip for you to just start and let go of the perfectionism, let go of the things that are holding you back, and just get on with it in the knowing that it doesn't have to be perfect, because it never has to be perfect, because perfection doesn't exist. I hope you enjoy it. Please head over to Instagram. Let me know what you think. Start messy, start scrappy. Know that you're not going to be this beautiful finished project when you start. Why? Because you're just starting. So just give yourself permission for it not to be perfect, for the measure of success being that you've shown up and you've done the thing, rather than it being glossy and looking like you've been doing it for 20 years, because you haven't. You're starting out. And just acknowledging the fact that it's not going to be, you're not going to be amazing at it. Imagine like the first time that you learnt to ride a bike. You probably fell off, or you needed stabilizers, right? You needed stabilizers and you needed that support. You needed someone to show you what to do, but you still needed to get on the bike and keep going. The first time that you learnt to drive, if you're a driver, I took my driving test. I passed on the fourth time. 4 times. It's a bit of a running joke that it took me so long to pass my driving test. But when I stepped into that car for the very first time and had all the fears about driving and being in control of this thing, I wasn't one of those people that was excited to get behind the wheel. I was excited to be able to drive, and I really wanted to be in that place where I was so comfortable with it. You know, when people talk about, and now as a driver of like 20 years, I totally get it. But when you're driving, you go into this unconscious state, and you're kind of accessing a part of your brain that you don't usually access. So it's kind of like when you're driving from A to B and you're like, oh, I can't quite remember how I got here. You got there safely and it was all good. But you're doing it and you're accessing the unconscious part of your mind. And I just wanted to be in that place where it was so effortless. Everyone around me was driving. All my friends were driving before me. My family's a family of drivers, and they all just did it so effortlessly. And I was like, I want to be in that place where I can drive as effortlessly as them. Back then I used to smoke, where they would be able to have a cigarette when they were driving. I was like, oh my God, how are they doing that? But the first time I got into the car, that was not going to happen, right? And so there has to be that level of acceptance of, okay, I need a driving instructor. I need to study this. I need to practice. I need support. And the first time I'm not going to be good. One of the driving lessons I did, I was driving along perfectly fine, and then suddenly I was turning right, and decided to swing out to turn right. I don't know, maybe I thought I was playing Daytona. Who remembers Daytona? And I knocked the wind mirror off of the car because it knocked into a van. My driving instructor was like, what, Nicola? Like, you were doing so well. But that's just it. You have to mess up in order to know it. Now, I'm an all right driver. My parking is atrocious, so we won't go there. My best friend Nicole has been known back in the day to park for me, but we won't go there. But that's the whole thing. It's about practice, and that practice means that you get better, and that getting better helps to give you the confidence. You are not going to step into the car. I didn't step into the car with confidence. We didn't step onto onto our bikes with confidence. You're not going to step into showing up for your brand with that confidence from the get-go. But guaranteed that confidence will come when you keep practicing and when you keep putting yourself out there, when you keep doing it. So let's just lose the expectation of it being perfect, of you showing up and it being amazing, and for you to have this feeling of confidence. Because I have to tell you now that it's a lie, it's a misnomer. That confidence myth that we've been told it does not exist from the beginning. You nurture that. You nurture that just like you nurture your brand and you nurture your client base. You nurture your confidence by practicing and keeping with it and showing up for it and showing up for yourself. So Dream, Do, Flourish is like the stabilizers for you learning to ride the bike. It's like the instructor that helps you to learn to drive. It's there to help you practice, to support you, to bring you to that place of you being able to do what it is you want to do with your brand out there in the world. But learning as you go along, growing out loud, sharing your journey, and always putting yourself out there with love, with help, with support. If it sounds like something that you need, if you've got that idea, that brand that you want to bring to life, and you're just like, oh, how am I going to do it? You know that doing it on your own is going to be harder and not as fun. Or maybe you've been trying to do it on your own and you haven't got very far. Now is the time to invest in yourself, in your idea, and go forth and do it. So hit me up if you're interested in Dream, Do, Flourish. It starts on the second week of June, and it's going to be amazing. Thank you for listening. It is so appreciated. If you like what you heard, help your girl out by subscribing on iTunes and leaving a review. And I'll be picking out a reviewer each month to receive a very special affirmation card and print pack. So get over there to get yours. Sending you love and light as always, and I will see you really soon.